as the sun sets on the winter solstice, December 21st, 2017. The sun also sets on this really monumental logging project we just completed. And I'm here between Wolf and Circle Lakes. There's Circle Lake in the background right there. We have embarked on what will be a decades-long series of logging projects to thin the many white pine stands that we've planted and have also encouraged through natural regeneration. But the story isn't just white pine. It's a natural forest of mixed ages, diverse species, variable spacing. Technically, I call it a continuous cover irregular shelterwood, but who cares what that means? What it really means is that it's a natural looking forest. Yeah, it's a little bit rough right now, but honestly it's not that rough considering that the machinery's not even cool yet, and it doesn't look too bad. By next summer and the summer after, it's gonna look like $1 million. And so we've left big white pine that are over 100 years old. We could have taken them now, but we decided that we'd like to look at them, and they're growing like wild because they've got some spacing, just like the spacing that we're beginning to create for these younger trees that are a lot closer together now. But as they grow, they'll need more space for their crowns to become fully mature, big, green, and lush, and we'll need to come in and do subsequent thinnings. We've left quite a diverse array of species here. There's a hard maple. That one isn't of great quality, but I wanted to leave it as a seed source because I really would like hard maple to grow back in here naturally. There's another nice hard maple. There's a spruce, very long-lived species that could live for another 100 years, and that one is quite healthy and very well could if the wind doesn't get it. There's a nice red oak right there. You can see these pink ribbons. Those were meant to be left, so we cut around them. I placed a ribbon on all of these trees that have been saved. It was a big job, but I love being out here. The thinning of the 25-year-old white pine that's in the distance back there, well, that's really the part of this that was a first. We've never gone in with machinery and tried to do a commercial harvest and thinning at the same time of these young white pine, and we pulled it off. We really did well to get machinery through there and to leave as many as we did, but then also reach in between the skid trails where we pulled the wood that we harvested out. We reached in between and thinned. So we've got the thinning of the head of the machine in between the strips, and then the natural clearing of these 12 to 13 foot wide strips. There's a red pine, there's a birch, and again these big old white pine. And then right on the heels of the logging, Ethan and I were in here just the other day, and I just finished now bud capping this abundance of advanced regeneration that we've got. Advanced regeneration means that it was present prior to the harvest, and it gives us a jump on the natural regeneration that we're looking for in these disturbed areas. We almost have enough regeneration in the advanced regeneration stage and don't even really need the new regen that we're going to get, but we'll take it. And boy, is this an ideally prepared seedbed right here. These skid trails, there's no compaction of the soil, there's no retting, but the pulling of the trees and the tires of the skidder have chewed up the topsoil a little bit and reduced the brush. The last piece of this was a third thinning of this older stand along Wolf Lake. Boy, is that beautiful back there. Sun setting in the southwest. But as you can see, the spacing down in there is significantly more than in this young white pine here. So that's 25-year-old, and this is about 65-year-old here. And I rolled the dice on this one and thinned it a little bit harder than the academics would tell us to do it. But being the landowner, we can take that risk. The risk is that the height of the trees in ratio to their diameter means they're a little bit spindly for now. They're susceptible to wind and to snow load. But I've seen this many times, and you lose a few, but the remaining trees are going to really grow. We're going to get upwards of 3/4 of an inch in diameter growth on these trees every year, and before you know it, they're going to be 100 feet tall and 25 inches in diameter. And then we're really going to have some fun in here. We'll thin it again, and then we'll thin it again. Ultimately, we'll get to where there's a lot of various ages of regeneration coming up from underneath, and a good scattering of super big trees like that. This is going to be one beautiful stand of timber. Oh, I wanted to insert this alternate view of the same 65-year-old stand of white pine along the shores of Wolf Lake. As I was walking out of the job, I remembered who did the prior thinning on this, and that was one Nik Rajala, my brother, with his Ponzi cut-to-length harvesting system. He did a beautiful job, and it was his entry some years back that led to the advanced regeneration that's in there now that we're taking care of, along with these big trees. Oh God, I miss Nik. He was one hell of a logger and one hell of a brother. Yeah, we all miss him. Anyway, he's got to get some credit for this too, and well deserved. So, on to the next project, but it's fun to stop and feel good about what we've done here. And I really appreciate all the work and the effort that my dad put in prior to us, and I look forward to future generations tending to it once I'm gone. Over and out. God bless. Merry Christmas.